Okay, another victory for the ones. Now the vagabond look, especially with the advent of Rip Rags and Wrinkles. Um, now people can be comfortable, wear t-shirt, tennis shoes, rips, rags, sit on the ground, sit on the grass, sit on the fence, lean on the building. When everybody was forced to be dressed up, they couldn't do anything, especially in the workplace. You know, to be uncomfortable at work is inefficient, unproductive, you know. And so that's been countered, and we're all comfortable now. Now we can start wearing any kind of costume, get up, or fantasy that we want, do anything we want, cowboy, biker, anything, We can wear whatever we want, most exotic thing we want, because now we know that if the guy sitting next to you or the girl sitting next to you is ragged, they're not a bum, they're comfortable. Understand that. All right. Now we could stand being uncomfortable for a minute because we look marvelous. All right. But we could not stand being like looking marvelous every day because it's really uncomfortable, or even maybe all day. But when we go to take photos or to be seen or to do whatever we do, especially in my business, all right, we costumes. I'm gonna make it my. It's what I like to do. And when you see me comfortable, don't mess with me. All right. When you see one of those characters, have at. Okay. It goes with the territory. But when you see me comfortable, if you see a homeless man that resembles me, or some guy, walking with a big stick, that's relaxed, don't mess his day up. All right. Don't come share your mental illness. Note number two. This is serious. Listen. When you see me in public, at a grocery store doing something, I am doing something. Okay? It's not the normal situation where, hey, autographs and all that. I have situations where people are trying to interact with me, testing me, doing all kinds of things. Hey, I feel just like you. That's all well and fine. What does that have to do with stalking me? Okay? Now, and what you can't do, you can't come to me with your personal mental problems saying that I'm the only one that understand and won't, because I cannot help you with your mental problems on a one-on-one basis. There are 7 billion people on this planet. Now, I don't understand take care of self, but that's almost too selfish to ask me to do that, all right? When you see me out in public, which I would say every time, I can't do this no more. I'm gonna have to get someone to do it for me. But then I'll be done broke down. I've been doing it all these years. It's just getting rougher now. All right. I'm in a position where other people got bodyguards, security. Uh, I'm jumping on. I'm still catching the bus, public transportation, still walking places, going everywhere, doing everything. Cause one day, as my peers know, that goes bye bye. But we got a place here where you can come here and be yourself. And the good thing about it is no one knows how you really look, who you really are, in the business. They only know the character you portray. And so we got it like seventh heaven, all right? And I don't want to say no more about that because you'll start looking at people funny. We don't need that. All right, now, so ones, thanks for making it go worldwide. They never saw it coming. You know, they were having flashbacks. Retro stuff. They thought, oh yeah, I remember the T-shirts with the slashes in them. Yeah, I remember the big safety pins. All that. All this is just that comes around every now and then. They never knew that fashion designers would bite the dust, except for celebrities ordering dresses for award shows that off the rack wasn't happening anymore. Okay, because come on now, paying super big bucks to be really really uncomfortable. No 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 no. That kind of went away. All right, now everyone's comfortable. You know, they don't even have to have the $100 shoe. You know, that was a hard one. Do you know? Even when everybody was ragged, they had my shoe cost $300. These are red bottoms. It is like on and on. All right, this is coming down. All right, this is coming down. It's like, is it any more comfortable? Does it make you jump any higher or run any faster? See, this is what we crossed with tennis shoes back in the beginning when they were advertising them. They made it seem like, hey, pump this shoe up and you can jump higher, faster. You can be super person when you pump. All you gotta do is do the little pump. All right, it's all game. All right, so you go pay $100, $200 for a shoe that they had made in Taiwan for $2 and look like Boo Boo the Fool because somebody made a hit record and told you they was worth this. Okay, the shoes don't make you fly, man. All right, so all I'm telling you is this: make sure they coordinated. All right, even if they was made out of plastic, if they was made out of paper, if they match, hey, paper. Tell them paper is in. All right, that's how I'm doing it. I'm wearing paper. Okay, you got a problem with that? Cause for when I go, I'm not just gonna jump from the vagabond to some tight girdle crap. All right, only for the screen, only for the cameras. I probably, cause see, I got to do my tribute to Prince. All right, with the family, and no one remembers that group or anything. They have a lost thing that keeps coming back. I'm gonna, I'm gonna come with my line of pajamas. Yeah, and I'm gonna wear pajamas. I'm gonna be comfortable. I'm gonna wear pajamas everywhere. I'm gonna make pajamas able to be clothing. Okay. So I'm gonna go that way because I'm gonna stay comfortable like a king. You know, I'm all kings are comfortable except during ceremonies. You can tell they're not comfortable. They look like they can't breathe. Okay, but if you ever catch a king off of that time, wow, you don't know what lounge is. Okay, you ain't never had it so lax. Now, so when men are allowed to lax like that, and with a little with luxury, now here's what luxury is. Luxury isn't how much something costs, cause I've seen multi-million-dollar houses that look like a junky museum, look like garbage. All right, and I've seen people who on a fixed income, you walk in their house and you be like, whoa, whoa, because they did it themselves. I'm gonna tell you this: custom will always beat dollar. You can never find nothing of greater value than custom. That is the highest value of anything custom made, especially for you or by you. I don't care what anyone says. Beyond Picasso, beyond anything, there's only one if you did it. Okay, that makes it the anytime something is the only one on earth, it is the most valuable one on earth. Okay, it's invaluable. So when you do something yourself and it can't be repeated, it's invaluable. You made that coffee table. It's the only one on earth. It's worth more than the most expensive coffee table in any import store. So that's the secret right there. That's the secret to living like a king and stuff. Having everything done your own way. You know, sort of like what I'm gonna show you the theme with me. I'm gonna show you the theme. You've seen it before, all right? You got a hint of it with Batman, especially you old timers who know the old school Batman and how Batman had his own stuff, all right? Imagine you having your own stuff like Batman, and you're going in the right direction, all right? That's what you pay for. That's what you pay for. You pay for a shoe made for your foot. You know, just go pay all that money for a shoe that fit anybody and don't fit you exactly. Kind of wiggle around in it. No, pay that much money for a shoe. It costs you less than that to go to someone and have that shoe made exactly to fit your foot. That's the secret. Okay, that expensive dinette set. Go to someone who make it and see what kind of extravagant dinette set you can get for that amount of money. That's the secret. It's done played out. These robot made things lack craftsmanship, so they lack value. So they're like Walmart, all right? Walmart cannot take the place of boutiques and shops. It just was an illusion, and it happened for a minute. They all closed down, but things go in cycles. That stuff is plastic. You don't have much value. I'm using them and using this like 10.99 cent store. I use it, they break. I get another one. I use it, they breaking stuff. That's just a little bit higher value, but it's not quality. Quality is mm, my car is the only car like this. Do you know that's a man's dream when he goes through all those cars and vehicles? That's what he's searching for. A car bragging rights. This is the only one like this. Do you know? You can go to the shop and take an old car and make it one of those cars a lot cheaper than buying the latest this car or the big this truck or anything. That if for half the price, you could have a unique truck and put the works on it. I mean, you could make it a spaceship on the inside and old school on the outside. You ever been to a car show? Come on now. So what I'm saying is, $30,000 buys you some stuff. And that's the secret to the ones, you know. We're not trying to put people out of business. We're bringing back balance, all right? We're bringing back balance where, come on, because if you keep letting it go the way it go, the robot's going to be cutting your kid's hair. You see how this is going? The robot's going to be cutting your kid's hair. He's going to stick your kid's head in a helmet, and that's it. Time to go. So that's a little bit too much, okay? It's cool to have gadgets and save you some time and some effort and stuff. And it's not cool for them to put everybody out of work for we get a way for everybody to still fulfill their livelihood. Okay? Things have to be put in perspective. We're getting ahead of ourselves, okay? You know, spaceship crash and we start getting things ahead of our mind, able to create them. See, those things come in balance. You get certain evolved, certain intelligence, you create certain technology. What do I mean? Let me explain how these things occur once again. In ancient times, when they were fighting with heavy metals and swinging maces and sword fighting, the materials that they're used, the, the materials that cell phones and cars and airplanes is made out of were laying there right on the ground in front of them. We didn't come up with no new materials. We used the materials that the same materials laying on the ground that they used, that they walked over and passed or whatever. They just didn't have the mind to turn it into an airplane or a motorcycle. But it was right there. And the things of the future will be made out of the stuff laying right in front of you. It's not no new elements. You just don't have the mind yet to make them. You can see what has happened in the past 20 years. It's a whole different world from 20 years ago. The whole world has changed more in 20 years than it changed in the whole history of the world. So it's going to go faster. You know, it's going to change by 2020 more than it did in the past 20 years. It's going to pass in 2 years. It's going to change more than it did in the past 20. Because there have been new things on the drawing board all the time that didn't get approved until so it took so long. But it's all just going to come all culminated all at once. Whew. And we're getting way out there and way up, and once again I'm freezing, and it's hard to concentrate and stay on track and stay on point. Each one of these notes will be cross-referenced, and you will get an understanding of them all. Um, we got way off the point, but stick with the stay. Like I said, stay relaxed, stay comfortable. Now that doing whatever you want is not taboo, frowned on, scorned on, assumed, or assumption, um, now you can go back and get exotic and not get judged by it. Like you got a stick up your butt. Like right now, if you ran around in a suit, oh man, people will look at you weird. See, in the city, they're still a little bit behind. They're not in the lab. But believe me, everything comes from the lab. We feed the world. I'm for serious, serious. It's called the salad bowl. because we feed the entire planet from this hole in the ground here where the city of Mercy is, this valley. We feed them and we wine them and dine them is which is what we do. Well, we not only feed this other stuff go with that food out information. How do you think stars on TV got onto our style? You know, it's been trying to catch on for the longest. How did it catch? We made it catch. And it went across the world like a wildfire. It's like one of those things you know you thought of, and everyone in the world is saying it, but you can't prove you did it. Well, we have proof of all our everything we did here in the lab. We have it all timed and dated and all and stuff because it's tied. It has a symbol. All right, all right. I'm still homeless right now. I could be. Everyone knows. Anytime he gets ready, he can switch and be the golden man, walking around with a golden scepter, a golden briefcase, a golden fan, a golden anything. I've been in a golden car with women with golden chains all up and down them. They all know this, and he's walking around like a beggar, kicking it with beggars, and all this here. Uh, these comfortable places where you fear. That's the mark of a worthy ruler, king, a president, or the when I was looking for one, that was the kind of hero I wanted. So that's what I wanted to grow up to be. That's what I spent my life training for. I don't know what you did or what you're doing, but that's about me. So like I said, you can lounge, sit on the ground, wear whatever you want, wear that t-shirt 10 days in a row if you want to. All right. Yeah, you might. I feel a little loud, but hey, sometimes I feel like that. All right. I clean up good, so I'm not worried about. So and that's it. You know, that's it. You know, and don't get to the point where you see it as ugly. That's what Rip Rags and Wrinkles is about. Don't you know that we could dress in the best costumes that it is to do our routine? We chose rags and rips and wrinkles for a reason because of your perception of symmetry and those who are not symmetrical. See, those who don't have pointed noses, those who don't have sharp, defined features in their face, and their body is not an hourglass. These is pre, preconceptions placed in your head, prejudgments of beauty and ugly, which is prejudice. So that's how it goes. Everything's tied in for a reason. Clothes are artificial skin. Remember that. They're another layer of skin meant to protect. They're meant to serve the same purpose as your skin. It's just an extension. Okay. Your skin protects you from things. It's a protective layer for your organs and intestines and insides. Well, clothes are another protective layer and another protective layer. You can go all the way up to a suit of armor. Everything's an extension. A skateboard, skates, bicycle, motorcycle, cars are extension of your legs. They allow you to move faster and further. Um, Eyeglasses, binoculars, telescopes, periscopes, or whatever are extension of your eyes. You see how these gadgets are? You're still doing the same things. You're still seeing, hearing, smelling. You just come up with mechanical means of extending your ability to do so. That's why we say nothing's impossible. It's just not may not be within your ability to do right now, but this is not to say it's impossible. You know, it's like, hey, some things you just shouldn't attempt. They're beyond your abilities that you can attain in this lifetime, and that's next to impossible. You know, like We already talked about the quest for God. We're not going to beat that in the ground. But understand there's things like that. Things like you can think what you want. You could try to jump off the planet. I like to see you do it. You know, I'd really like to see you jump off the planet. Just get off. That's what you hoping for when you reach for something like that. You just stand just about as much chance. I keep reminding you, your mind's not right. You're insane. You don't know the consequences of your actions. If you get what you want, it will be the end of you. You cannot even stand in the presence of the sun. You will evaporate. And you think you could stand in the presence of this of God, even that you picture, the weak picture that you do picture. So that just gonna drive you mad, insane. Everybody in your church has issues. Say they don't. Show me one that don't. House full of crazy people, hooping and hollering and fantasizing with nothing to go by. It's a day club, like the bar, like the nightclub. It's the day club. They do the same damn thing. Going this one, they're playing music and they're dancing and they're all dressed up. You going this one, they're playing music and they're dancing and they're all dressed up. And you know you're in the same kind of place because when you come to the door, they both tell you the same thing. You're going to have to take your hat off. They're not going to give you a reason, but you got to take your hat off. Now, it's the same thing. It's supposed to be two different places. And they say, because one, you're consuming alcohol. It's just different. But over here, you can drink some wine, but it's really grape juice. They say, okay, we're going to do this here. But some of these people, a lot of them drunk some real alcohol before they came in here. And everybody know it. Maybe even the one up on stage, like the DJ. He got live band, and he's singing too, and he's sweating too, just like the performer. And he's putting on a show, and he's dancing. You can sell that crap to someone else. You can do whatever you want with your feelings, cause I told you, there is no such thing as emotions. These are another set of thoughts in your head. Your heart does not do anything but pumping blood. You believe in the tooth fairy. Your heart doesn't do anything but pump blood. There's nothing, no thoughts or nothing coming from there. Emotions are in your head. There are thoughts in your head. The way how they got that nickname is they cause a physical action, a physical reaction, emotion, all right? Emotion, okay? Such as tears, rapid heartbeat, what you call nervousness, and all these things that you attach to fear and sadness and all this here. It's not the thought. That's emotion. It's the tears and the shaking. That's the emotion. The thought is not an emotion. It's just a thought. You can call them angry thoughts, sad thoughts. You can call whatever. All right, but they are not the emotion. The emotion happens physically. It's the physical part. And no one taught you anything about this because no one you know knows anything about this. How that happen? That's not supposed to be possible. That's not supposed to happen. No one's supposed to be able to come up and tell everybody what they know and what they don't know. Not by what they told me. That's not theoretically that's theoretically impossible for someone to come and say, "Hey, you, all of you, none of you know this." There has to be somebody who raised their hand and say, "I know," and it's not somebody who comes up and say, "Hey, you all think this," and nobody can rebut. There's nobody can come back with anything. Nothing that he says, nobody can come back with anything. Every attempt has failed. Here's where it gets shut down at. Since I'm all way away from my point, I just might as well go down the line. In a conversation about what you call reality, opinions don't come into play. No one opinion matters ever in a conversation about what is real. Here's what I'm saying. A tree is real. Surround it with all your friends and have opinions about that tree. Have views about it and see if the tree grows, if the tree falls, if the tree turns blue, if it affects this tree, and any of your opinions have no effect on reality. They have no bearing on reality. A rock, you could set it in the circle around you, and you can have all the opinions you want, and it has no effect on that rock. It's a fool's folly. Something you play mental masturbation, okay? When you get to what's real, it doesn't matter who said or what anyone thinks, it just is. And no one can contest it. It just is. It's what you call a fact. It just is, and it can't be disproven. And anyone with senses can see it for what it is. So, all this other stuff about my philosophy and what I think and how I feel, and you know what I was, no, that's a waste of time and waste of thought. Do not come in my world with that. Do not come to me like we are peers and searching for the same thing and you want to combine your resources. No, 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 no. I'm not here to make conversation. I'm here to tell you something. It's one-way communication. Your present state is like an infection to me. I'm not going to tongue kiss you. No, I don't want to do that. Maybe we can correspond, but I really don't have time for that because that's communication too. Look, so like I said, s um, you can ask why and then turn around and have the person beside you say why, ask why. You can take the information, you can roll with it. But this is what I advise you to do whenever anybody tells you anything. Don't believe them, don't disbelieve them. Hear them out and go check it out and see what it's about and make the decision yourself whether it's true or not. So, it's not about opinions. It's not about believing. It's not about hoping and having faith. It's all make believe. Impossible feats. Fool's folly. It's how people get conned. You can only get conned by if you have faith. Faith is synonymous with trust. Trust and believe. No. That's, every time a person got burnt, it's because they trust and believed. Check it out. Check it out. So stick to the facts. Keep them stuck to the facts, and no one can argue with you. That's what I'm demonstrating. They can't argue with what is because it isn't is because you said it. It would be is if you never said it, and no matter who said it. And if it was never said, it would still be is. You see how it works? As long as you stick to is, you can never be argued with again. You see what I'm saying about the ones? You want solutions. You want, like, man, don't you wish no one could argue with you no more? Aren't you tired of people arguing with you every time you try to talk to them and tell them something? I just told you how to bring it to an end. Stick to is. And one of the is tell them about their opinion from the beginning and the conversation about is and how they can just save it and stall that out. If they don't have nothing, they can relate on is, they can speak on is just like you. But it better be is, not what someone told them is, and all of that. It's a waste of brain space. When you could have continued on with the point and they would have really understood what is. Just a game they play. I want to talk too. I have things to say. You act like you just want to speak. Other people have things to say. What do they have to say? Really, what do they have to say? Else, who told you what you're doing is thinking? Tell me what thinking is. Describe it to me. Since you say you're thinking, tell me what thinking is. How can you be doing something and you don't even know what it is? You can't even describe it. That's a shame. You should be shaming yourself. You got children? You're responsible for their life and development, and you can't tell them what thinking is. How far are they gonna go without knowing what thinking is? Not being able to think. How far do you think they're gonna go? How far have they went? And now you're looking at them like they have problems thinking. Did you teach them to think and what thinking was? So how you gonna have a beef with them not being able to think if you never taught them to think? See how this is getting serious? And how it goes around? This is not no joke. This ain't no game. This ain't just no damn campaign. This is it. This is where we turn it all around. 2020, everything clear, very crystal clear, perfect vision, okay? The perfect vision. You get it? 2020, the perfect vision. The master plan, you call it all kinds of cute names. The thing is, it's in sync with what is. That's why it can work. All right, people, I don't know, man. They had all these Santa Claus, Easter Bunny, Tooth Fairy plans, and none of it ever worked. Here's why: the system is designed right. See, in this game, this system, it takes 10 years to accomplish something. All right, it takes 2 years to get proficient or good at something, to get the ins and out and the gist of it, where you got it down. Okay, but in 10 years, you mastered it. Where it takes years to implement a master plan too. Problem is, president only gets a maximum of 8 years. So just before he can implement his master plan, he's out of there, and here comes somebody else with a whole new plan. And you got all these half a plan plate things out there. It's like a neighborhood where too many chefs spoil the soup. Developer started on that end and he ran out of time, and a new developer started down here and he had a whole different floor plan, and it just is like a big mismatch mess neighborhood and don't quite fit right together, and the traffic ain't right and everything is wrong. Okay, that's our country, because no one did the timetable, did the research on how long it takes for administration to enact its plan. And it doesn't say that. And they might have all had good plans. And the public will see them as they all failed because they didn't have the time factor to do it. Honestly, scientifically. I'm not talking politically. I'm talking scientifically. That's what it takes. And you all know it. If any of you have businesses, or if you done anything, if you mastered any craft, you know what I'm saying about the 2 and the 10 years. So the term isn't long enough. Either they have to give them a 5-year term, or they have to give them a third term. It's mandatory for any administration to work. So the first thing you got to change when we get there. So this is serious. It's life or death. It's like, hey, we're not going to wait until our continent's sinking when we see other people sinking. Whatever they're doing to prevent their sinking, we're going to put it into effect now. It's sort of like get your teenage son hair transplants in the only place that men go bald, where he never even have to experience it in the first place. He never go through that because they found out that the hair um on your chest, under your arms, and all over your body keeps growing forever. It's that spot up on top of your head where male pattern balding go from buildup of testosterone, and that's where it occurs. All right, it doesn't occur nowhere else. So you can transfer the hair from other places to the top of your head, and it will grow forever. Ain't that neat? Baldness cured after thousands of years. And movie stars and actors get it's almost mandatory, like getting your teeth bonded. All right, unless you want to get end up bald. So you get it way ahead of time, you never have to go through that. And it's going to become younger and younger and younger till you can go to the barber and he'll do it for you. That's how fast we're moving. Are you ready for it? So get your head in the game, get it together, get it clear. You know what's going on, defrag. And take, have you took your purple pill today?